SpongeBob SquarePants has ups and downs. Most people prefer the pre-movie episodes instead of the post-movie episodes. But normies, what if I told you the pre-movie era is not flawless? Today's countdown will be the top 9 worst pre-movie era SpongeBob SquarePants episodes. This list is not based on facts, just my opinion. So grab yourself an oversalted Krabby Patty, and I hope you enjoy the video. Mostly just a boring episode. There's nothing much to say about it. Since when is SpongeBob so eager to be competitive? Also, am I the only one who finds most of episodes about Gary being kinda boring? They never really interest me. I don't find SpongeBob pumping up his pet for a race very exciting. It's not even an abuse on Gary that made me not like this episode and the infamous exploding Gary scene. I just find it boring with nothing exciting. But as low on this list, I bet most of you are probably shocked that it's so low. I may not like it, it is forgivable. Patrick giving Squidward the trophy and SpongeBob learning his lesson made this episode not so awful. But this episode is still bland as oatmeal without sugar. Just to be clear, I disliked this episode way before it was immortalized into a meme frenzy. I don't find it thrilling. SpongeBob in this episode acts just like a hippie in this episode. Think about it. Quits his job, leaves his home, attempts to live with the wild animals, goes nude, and tries to become one with nature. It's a typical I want to live in the wilderness plot. Also, the constant memes of this episode is not helping me like it more. It is doing the opposite. I can understand maybe the Patrick one, but the other ones are just like super duper forced. SpongeBob comes home, realizes a mistake. Think about it. This was an episode that would actually work better as a 22-minute special. Maybe it has SpongeBob away from home for like a week instead of a few minutes. Maybe it would have been a better episode.
If I can't have you as a friend, I'm gonna make you a trophy. I even picked out this nice jar for you.
Ever wanted to spend 11 minutes watching Gary refusing to take a bath? Well, not me anyways. I just didn't find this episode entertaining. What was the joke? Gary not taking a bath? Gee, it's not like I've seen this before or anything. They really had a missed opportunity to make this episode good. Then again, what more could you do with these pets not wanting to take baths? I think the only parts I found funny were these two.
Gary, there's a bomb strapped to my chest! It's gonna explode in 3 seconds unless you take a bath! Please. I've got a crisp dollar bill for the next fella to take a bath in this house!
Other than that, you won't feel left out by skipping this episode. Oh, you didn't see this one coming, did ya? Squirrel Jokes is an episode that could have been something much more, but failed to amuse me. SpongeBob struggles to make the crowd laugh with his jokes, then starts to joke about squirrels and everyone likes them except Sandy. SpongeBob tells Sandy to laugh at herself, but Sandy didn't take SpongeBob's advice for long. She tells SpongeBob to tell other jokes because people have been treating her different. So SpongeBob starts telling other jokes, but the crowd wants to hear more squirrel jokes. SpongeBob is pressured by the crowd and tells them anyway. SpongeBob is being a jerk to Sandy by going back on his word. He gets a letter from Sandy saying how the jokes were funny and invited him to come over to her house. But SpongeBob's dismay, Sandy started acting like a buffoon on purpose. She literally dehydrates SpongeBob to almost killing him and overfills SpongeBob with water to rehydrate him. I get it, Sandy. You are hurt that SpongeBob was making the jokes. But it doesn't justify you to make him suffer just because he makes a few dumb jokes. 2 wrongs don't make a right. So what did we learn today, kids? That's right. If someone is making jokes and name-calling you, the thing to do is physically harm them and practically almost kill them. Great job, crew. Great job. I've never saw the appeal of this episode. It's just flat out boring. The plot feels very forced and out of nowhere. It's a cliche party list episode I've seen before. Party host makes list, everyone hates the activities, party host realizes he doesn't need a list to make a good party. I actually found the Patchy the Pirate segments more interesting. I only chuckle at a few jokes. Even though SpongeBob was being bossy about the party, it also doesn't justify the fact that guests locked him out of his house, which is his own personal space. If they didn't like the party, they could have just easily I don't know, walk out? But despite my disdain for this episode, it's actually pretty harmless. But if I did have one more thing to say about this episode, it would probably work better as an 11-minute rather than a 22-minute special. Okay, I can't be the only one who loathes the Bikini Bottomites. They have always been so insufferable. This episode was nothing but a ratings trap. Patchy the Pirate got salty when the lost episode was a cheap walk cycle, but the actual lost episode was lame and boring. I actually enjoyed the cheap walk cycle more than the train wreck. It's disappointing since the Sponge Who Could Fly referred to as a lost episode, as like to hype it up. It was a missed opportunity to make it something much more. This should have been called the episode that should be lost. Ever wanted to see Mr. Krabs scam kids? Have SpongeBob being mauled for the kids' amusement? And the kids getting excitement out of it? Well, Krabby Land is the episode for you. The entire ambience of this episode has always had me leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Even before it starts getting bad, it starts out bland. It's your typical Krabs tries gaining the customers episode. Done bad. Despite deserving a harsher punishment, what Krabs should have had, I never really cared for these kids in the first place, even though Krabs mercilessly scammed them. If there were kids who were like this, they would not be worth trying to entertain or unbore. This episode manages to be almost worse than most post-movie episodes. Also, why do these kids just look like miniature versions of the adults? I'm sorry, SpongeBob crew, but that is just lazy. I think the only joke that made me giggle was this one.
Where am I?
That reminds me, I forgot to give you these coloring book/liability waivers.
Overall, screw Mr. Krabs, screw the crowd, and screw this episode. This episode dump makes you want to dump on it. So we basically spend 11 minutes watching SpongeBob bawl his eyes out because Gary starts following Patrick around. I actually don't feel sad watching this episode. Since snails are like the cats of the SpongeBob universe, you shouldn't worry since cats leave owners and come back eventually. I know, since I've had many cats come and go. Also, it doesn't help too much that Patrick's being a condescending jerk. I'm surprised that SpongeBob let Patrick wash his clothes after the way he's been treating him. Yet, I'm surprised they're still interacting with each other at this point. If you want to see a better version of the episode, watch Have You Seen the Snail? Even if you're not a pet person, you will feel SpongeBob's pain. Really? If anyone is surprised that this one's number one on my list of the worst pre-movie episodes, I'd be surprised if you didn't think so. This episode, every time I watch it, I hate it even more. It's basically one of those episodes where this is how you feel. How you feel when you're SpongeBob, thinking, who needs friends when you got enemies like these? Yeah, I know some people might try defending Patrick because he's dumb, but that doesn't really justify. I'm pretty sure Patrick knows what he's doing. He's just being a complete jerk. This entire episode if it had ended differently, like if it turned out his parents were smart after all, maybe this episode would have been forgiving. But gosh, I just feel, I don't know, I just feel empty after watching this episode and somehow uncomfortable. It's like, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say there'll be someone out there saying, "Oh yeah, it's mean spirited or something." It's just, I really just don't like this episode. It's my gosh, it's just terribly terrible. Everything about it. I mean, yeah, it seems like it could have led up to something good. Then it went down fast. I actually find this episode worse than most post-movie episodes. No, I'm not kidding. It actually feels worse, like, seriously. It's just terrible. Just terrible. I'll just tell you that, it's terrible. It's just a terrible episode. Having ideas for a spicy video? Comment below for ideas. Be sure to subscribe for more videos that'll be uploaded every other week or every other month. I don't know. Also, follow me on my other social medias and also click the little bell button so you won't miss my videos when they're first uploaded. I hope you all enjoy this. Thank you and have a fantastic day.